Well, this is the moon and the structures that I've been talking about, the translucent structures that are made out of crystalline hand shapes. I was wrong. When I made this video at first, I thought I was some kind of reptilian because these white dots looks like eyes. Now I know what those are and what this is. This is an enormous finger from a hand. That's all the geometry that is there. Wow, I was so wrong. Well, this is a learning process, so the important thing is that you correct your mistakes. The whole moon is branded by this hand-shaped geometry in every which way. That's how incredible this is. Like I say, only a God-like entity could create something this insane. I mean, this is incredible. It's hard to describe. All I can tell you is that the true geometry here is that of hands, in the shape of hands, holding something. The hands of creation, I guess, just like that nebula. Look, this is a hand. This is not only a finger, but it's a hand on its own. Look, this is a fingernail, but at the same time, it's a hand that goes like that. That's the other finger. And it goes like that. I just didn't understand that geometry at that time. This is about 7, 8 years ago or more. I only deciphered this geometry code about 3 years ago, after I found another image from the moon taken by the Apollo 8. And he had all this, fingernail, exactly like a human hand. It's not reptilian, had nothing to do with any of this. It's a human hand. And he keeps repeating, look, and he make hands in every which way. They always are in that position, grabbing something, and he keep repeating like that. Like I say, it's like always holding, and the intersecting lines are so perfect that one blends with the other and blends with the other, and it's on top, in front, behind, next, and it becomes bigger and bigger. Like I say, only now, these tubes, that's the craziest part. These tubes right here, they are on every planet, moon, everywhere. These tubes is just like the conduits of this solar system. They are on the sun, on the moon, on planets, moons, everywhere. These tubes, I have found them recorded by the Cassini orbiter. Look, check this out. See how they attach to those structures. And those structures are crystalline. Look, it becomes an enormous finger. Then another finger. But it goes both ways, to the top, to the bottom, to the side. It becomes one enormous hand See how the line intersect and create the fingernails. I mean, like I say, only a God like could create something that perfect, that matches on everything, and he extending to the moon. You can see look, you can see the geometry right here on the moon itself. You can see the fingers. You can see it. Oops. Look, you can see the fingernails. I mean, there's in every which way that is so difficult to do one of them. One hand. Let me just do one hand, and that's it. That's the 4 fingers right here. You can see the outlines. And then another one comes right here, and it goes this way. I mean, it's so incredible that you cannot believe it. Look up here, you can see the same thing, and it matches the ones at the bottom, in the middle, and then it subdivides into smaller ones. It's wow, man. I mean, like I say, only a God could create something that at that level, perfect, and that enormous, and on everything, even in space. So what really are planets and moons are just clumps of that geometry that become translucent in space, but then it become a solid rocky something in round clumps. None of the deal that scientists are telling us it could match any of this. Visually, it doesn't match what the scientists are telling us. Nothing they're telling us matches this reality. And look, the tubes continue, and they get into other structures, dark, but really they're colorful. Like I say, it's difficult to explain this deal. Even after you show the details, see? I thought at first that those were eyes. You see the tubes? They're everywhere. I mean, there are millions, thousands of tubes in every. It's just these ones are the most visible. And that picture was taken by the Apollo 8, by the way. It's just that when you go to the catalog, they have blurred the living crap out of them, overexposed some of them and over dark others, and then blurred them, like 9 different type of tempering. See how bright that tube is? That's no picture stitching, no. See the other two right next to it, then another one right next to it. And some of them pass through the moon itself. Look, there's one right here. Look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tubes pass through the moon. That's insane. So how that thing can be rotating with all the stuff attached to it? How can that be? Look, right there. So you tell me how this deal is rotating. That's how I'm having a hard time with this part. Yeah, I can see all this deal and the structures and whatever, but how the heck this deal rotates? Maybe that thing is just vibrating and it produces it projects a rotation for somehow, or nothing is rotating really. So because those are the same on Earth and on every planet and moon. So I heard long time ago somebody say that nothing was rotating, that was just a story that NASA made up to go with the models of the solar system that they already made up, but really nothing was like that. It was just a false. So we're really learning something that is 3/4 lies. And I can see why scientists are getting killed and shit, because when they start speaking the truth, all those books and all the school and all this physics and all this and that, astrobiology and all that shit falls apart. And none of that is correct. So you see what I'm saying? This is like you're playing with fire here. People don't like to be, challenged. I mean, when you show this type of truth, you have to be honest. How the hell that shit can rotate? How? With all that crap attached to it. How? You explain that to me. Or what kind of physics is being employed on this deal where we are? I see the images from the ISS and you see spherical things planted in the same place. And the planet appears to be rotated, but those spherical things are in place. They don't move. I can prove it, and I can show it, and I have shown it. These spherical things are the same thing you're seeing right there. All those are spheres. Electromagnetic, I think they are transceivers, receive and transmit electromagnetic energy that keeps the solar system, vibrating and moving and producing whatever energy that maintains it. But when you think about how the heck this shit can be rotating, all the stuff about how these people landed on the moon, the most to have to avoid all this deal. I mean, there's something not right about anything when you really see these kind of images. You challenge, what you think you knew. It's starting to fall apart with this. Hey, look at that. All these tubes everywhere. So that's the question. How this deal is rotating? How? Okay, I can see the structure, okay, hands and all, whatever. So explain to me how this deal can be rotating. And same with the sun, and same with all the others. They all have that. The planet, all the moons and asteroids and comets, all of them has this thing, these tubes and stuff. And all that crap is tending to, look at that gigantic dark structure. It's really a bunch of hands, and it turned into a huge finger that is part of a huge hand. I mean, that is grabbing the moon, and another one is grabbing Earth, and I've seen the same thing on every planet and moon. It's like that's the design. But then how this deal is rotating, how that can be, is what really bothers me. And I say already when I showed this image at the beginning, I said that I thought it was some kind of reptilian shit, that was a snake, or no, it's not any snake, it's not reptilian, has nothing to do with that. It creates illusion that faces and deals that look like a dinosaur, it's none of that. It's that simple geometry of hands. But that's the part, how can that be rotating if it's all attached to that all those structures, those tubes and